This is Group A. Our presentation is on ancient Ghana, and this was created by Natalie, Joanna, Cheyenne, and Christian. All right, so for the timeline, most people do not know the exact time in which Ghana's empire began to rise, though first signs of their empire are visible at around 6th century CE. Ghana's empire had then dominated the Sudan region of West Africa, where this empire would then begin to develop. This region had been inhabited since the Neolithic period, based on evidence from the Iron Age. The empire was at its height between the 9th and 11th century CE, meaning that Ghana Empire had been at its strongest during these time periods. From the mid-11th century, Ghana's capital had split into two distinct towns primarily based on religious differences. One town was Muslim while the other was not. Most are not very confident in what the other religion was, but do know that the ruler of Ghana was in fact not Muslim and did not do any practices. The main reason for this quote-unquote converting one town was that the ruler had found it beneficial for trading to allow Muslim merchants to spread Islam throughout most of the town. Toward the mid-11th century CE, the capital had been sacked by Almoravids of North Asia. Due to this, the empire saw its first declines. Though first declines began in the mid-11th century, it would not be until the 12th century CE that the empire began to collapse. This was primarily due to other competing trade routes opening up further east and Ghana experiencing a prolonged dry period which had affected the empire's agriculture. All right, and onto geography. Ghana was originated in western Sudan in the northwestern region of Senegal River, located northwest of the Niger River. Empire stretches westward of the Atlantic to the eastward towards the Great Bend of the Niger River. Ghana had also stretched southward towards the treadwaters of the Niger River all the way to the edge of the Sahara Desert. This was involved in a lot of trade and is how they received a lot of their amenities.
Trade due to geography. The Ghana Empire was very rich in gold and iron tools. The land of Ghana produced many crops such as cotton, millet, and sorghum, bought various commodities through trade with local manufacturers as cotton cloth, metal artifacts, etc.
Now to move on to trading and business. Ghana was one of the four great trading empires during the Golden Age of West Africa. Geographically, it's placed between Sudan and Sahara. The capital was Kambai. The royal place was placed there, and it was at the crossroads between the western and northern Sahara, Taghaza and Wangara. It contained great wealth concerning agriculture, clothing, tools, weapons, slaves, and minerals. The main two were salt and gold. That was mainly because of the two cities placed around it. Everything else came from just the popularity. The domestication of the camel greatly benefited and contributed to the main success. Without camels, they wouldn't have been able to travel such long distances, and it was the most important mode of transportation. Now on to the ruler and the politics. So the ruler of Ghana was the commander-in-chief, head of the state's religion, chief dispenser of justice, and supreme overseer of the nation. He was seen as the father/patriarch of Sonic people. It was a matriarchal system of social organization, meaning that the successor would be the son of his sister. He also had a council of ministers that included judges, governors, generals, and counselors. The exports and imports were taxed by the king, especially the gold. The gold was especially taxed because it was the most popular item that was traded between all of the cities. Only gold nuggets were able to be received by the rulers, and only the common citizens could have golden dust. And finally, their standard military organizations was very strong. The military kept the city safe for its entire ruling, and then it also held up for 5 years against the Immerwaldi's hordes to even reach the gates, not even to conquer them.
Now onto the art. Ancient Ghana usually and or mainly included golden jewelry, wood carvings, and weaving. Gold jewelry was traditionally only worn by the Akan king and the people of noble status. Since the Ghana kingdom was very known for business and trade with gold, they had the access to bling out their people of higher authorities. The weaving in ancient Ghana created many fabric styles, but the most famous pattern is the Kenton cloth, which is said to be heavily inspired by spider webs. And when it comes to what type of role women played in this empire, it has come to said that the status of women played a big part because they had the ability to be queen mothers, meaning they rank and have authority within the community. In certain areas, women were political chiefs that participated and engaged in farming and trade.
And that brings us to our citations, which we have secondary and primary sources for. Thank you for listening and have a great day.